The freezing of Russia's reserves specifically seems to have been a real wake-up call. It highlighted the risk that even supposedly safe reserve assets held in another currency could be vulnerable to geopolitical moves.
And that, according to Man Group, is what really kicked this de-dollarization idea, or at least the diversification part, into higher gear.
It accelerated it, yeah. And gold became the obvious place to turn for many.
The numbers certainly show something happening. Central bank gold buying has really spiked.
Oh, absolutely. They've been net buyers since, 2009. But the pace recently is remarkable. 2024 was a record year, over 1,000 tons added to official reserves globally.
1,000 tons, that's a lot of gold.
It's a serious amount of physical metal moving into vaults.
And is this just, countries that are maybe geopolitically opposed to the U.S. doing this? Or is it wider?
That's a key point in the analysis, broader than you might think. There was a World Gold Council survey in 2024, and it found nearly 70% of central banks expected to increase their gold holdings in the next 5 years.
70%.
Yeah. And look at the top buyers in 2024: Poland, Turkey, India. These aren't necessarily countries always aligned against the U.S. It suggests a more widespread strategic recalculation.
Okay, let's get into that strategy. The why. Why gold, specifically, in this push for diversification?
Fundamentally, it's about managing risk. Geopolitical risk, financial risk, concerns about relying too much on one currency, the dollar, when the world feels, more fragmented.
Less stable, maybe? A shift away from that U.S.-led stability we talked about earlier.
Potentially, yeah. There's a sense that the Pax Americana era might be evolving or fracturing, and in that kind of environment, diversification becomes much more attractive.
So they're looking for assets that aren't tied to one nation's decisions. Financial insurance, like you said.
Exactly. And gold fits that bill. It's seen as neutral. Remember that old J.P. Morgan quote, "Gold is money, everything else is credit."
Right. It's seen as having this intrinsic value, independent of any government's backing or political maneuvering.
That's the core appeal in this context. It's nobody's liability.
So what are the main upsides for these central banks? What do they gain by holding more gold?